Pokémon Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond are on the way in late 2021 as remakes, or more faithful remakes than we're used to, of Pokémon Diamond and Pearl. Now, there are some very noticeable differences about this game already, and there's a lot of discussion about it online, so I wanted to make a video about 5 things that you need to know about Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. If you're excited for this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more content. Number 1. These games are faithful remakes of Pokémon Diamond and Pearl. That means that you probably won't be expecting any of the major storyline changes or new features or any of the changes that you kind of expected from games like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and especially Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which had many noticeable differences from the originals. These are pretty much straight up remakes, it seems, and even the graphical style, which has kind of been criticized, is basically a replica of what we got on the DS. It seems like there won't be much new here. I'm sure there will be some new things because it is going to be a game on the Switch after all these years later, but it definitely seems like out of all the remakes that we've gotten for Pokemon so far, these are going to be the most faithful of all. And that's a really interesting point because of course some people feel like they should be more like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and then other people want them to be pretty much exactly like what we got on the DS. I stand somewhere in the middle. I think there is room for differences, and I guess we'll have to see what they actually decide to do when the game comes out. Who knows what may change because it's still early days and I'm sure they still have some work to do on the game. Number 2, even though the graphical style will be chibi throughout the most part, in battles it's completely different and it looks more like what we're used to with modern Pokemon battles, especially in the other remakes. So we get a full-sized model for our character here, which I think people like. I think people may have preferred to actually see this full-size character model throughout the game rather than the little chibis. But to be honest with you, I'm cool with the art style. It doesn't really bother me too much. I do think it actually looks kind of similar to what we got on the DS, so I'm not too bothered about that. But I also can't disagree that it wouldn't be nice to have this art style, something more similar to Sword and Shield, for the game as well. Either way, there are noticeable differences because this game isn't actually developed by Game Freak, and I wanted to bring that into my next point, which is number 3. This game was actually developed by ILCA, who developed Pokémon Home. So this game was not developed by Game Freak, and the main reason for this most likely is because Game Freak probably didn't have the time or the resources, I guess, to create this game alongside them making a brand new Pokemon experience, which is of course Pokemon Legends Arceus. I guess they wanted to get this development studio to work on it because they basically already have the template to make the game anyways. They kind of just need to copy Pokemon Diamond and Pearl on the DS, which isn't too hard to do. They're not creating a brand new Pokemon experience from scratch. They're just sort of taking what we had and making a faithful recreation of it. Whereas Pokemon Legends Arceus is a new experience. It seems like they're pouring a lot of time in developing it. Pokemon Legends Arceus will be coming out in early 2022, so it's actually not that long after this is supposed to come out in late 2021. I'm sure there'll be a decent gap though, because they're probably going to want to give Pokemon Shining Diamond and Pearl a chance to properly shine, if you will. No pun intended. Okay, pun totally intended, but yes, it's very interesting that this is a main series Pokemon game, but it's not actually developed by Game Freak. That is of course a first in the series, even though we have seen lots of side Pokemon games and apps and such, like Pokemon Home, developed by other studios. So it's very interesting to see how they might do this in the future with other Pokemon games that aren't going to be the core experience like Pokemon Legends will be. At number 4, so all we know about the release date for the game is that it's coming out in late 2021. Pokemon games tend to come out in November. I think November is a very safe bet. It's perfect for the holiday season. It's kind of a time that we've really gotten used to seeing these games come out, and when they have said late 20 whatever, you know, in the past, it's usually been November. So I really do think November is probably the safest bet, but of course this is not confirmed yet. I'm sure that Game Freak and the Pokemon Company will make a video announcing the trailer, announcing the date I should say, very soon, so that's definitely something to keep your eyes out for. I'm definitely going to make a video when they do that because it's definitely going to be big news to know when the game's actually coming out. And there's another thing that you might want to keep in mind when it comes to the game's release, actually, that's quite important. And that's that Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl will most likely have version exclusives like they did on the DS, so those would be good things to look out for, but also there'll most likely be pre-orders and maybe even a special bundle for both of the games. This is something that you might want to look out for when you're considering purchasing them. It'd be a good idea to weigh out every option, like what the best pre-order bonuses might be, whether there's a bundle so you could get both of the games instead of buying them separately. I think these are all things that will most likely happen. This is going to be a pretty big release. It doesn't seem like it'll be as big of a release as Pokemon Legends. I think that's the one they're really going to hype up. But this will still be a new Pokemon game, so of course it's always going to be a big deal for Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. So I'm sure there will be a bundle of some kind with both the games and maybe some cool extras, and there'll definitely be, you know, pre-order bonuses for different places, and I do plan on making videos on all of those so people can weigh out which one they want the most. So these are 5 things that you need to know about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. We don't know too much about these games yet, but I guess in an essence we kind of do because we already know Diamond and Pearl like the back of our hands. But it'll be interesting in the coming months to see what actually changes about these games, whether they might actually take the criticisms about the game's art style to heart and actually change it a little bit, or if they're just going to go with what we see and we really will get a completely true, faithful remake of Diamond and Pearl. These are really interesting to me, and I know people aren't as excited about them as they are Pokemon Legends, but I think it's worth giving these games a chance at least until we can see what they look like when they're actually coming out into the world. So I'm excited for them, and if you guys are too, let me know in the comments section down below. Be sure to share any more information you know about these games and things that other people would want to know. I would really appreciate that, and like I said, if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Pokemon content.